see the sun in your eyes. I see the stars in your eyes. I see the colors of the rainbow in your eyes. So baby, it's lovely. Baby, make it stop on sharply. I said make it stop on before you come make mess in my day. Enjoy, body so sincere. Oh my love, my baby, bello, things me and you today. Now you will be my emotion, only you. Only you, tell us, like a loose, like a lost plan, like a dance, so you my darling, if my love for you was a building, no doubt, it would be like that one that stands on Tokumbo Street. Now I know you don't know anywhere in this Lagos, but believe me, that house is something else. When you call my darling, I will show it to you. If I could, my darling, I would buy it for you. But the pay of a clerk in the cable office, is not the type that can price a Raromi house. My darling, if my love for you was a rapper, no doubt, it would be something like George Abada or Velvet. And I'll not let you go haggling just to buy panya. Not when here in this Lagos we have Leventis and Bata. When you come, my darling, I will show you Kingsway. If I could, my darling, I would buy you Kingsway. But the pay of a clerk in the cable office, is not the type that keeps rows of Italian shoes. But what does it matter to a bottle of Star if his drinker is a rich man or an office worker? As long as it's love, we can ride in its carriage. No one will come asking us for our tickets or dance in the clubs at Ibute Meta. Go and wave the procession at Idumota. When you stand at Bar Beach to watch the sun rise, you will see why I say we can thrive in this place. No doubt, my darling, if my love for you was a motor car, no doubt, it would be the Chevy Bel Air or the Ford V8, and I'll drive it to your uncle's house in Zaria myself to bring you home to this Lagos myself. For the roads that run through this country are free. When you call my darling, not long you will see that the pay of this clerk in the cable office is more than enough for our happiness. I wish I can't continue this poem. I wish I can't tell you how this lady danced across the rivers of time and distance to reunite with her lover in Lagos. But on the 15th of January 1966, there was a coup planned mostly by officers of the Nigerian army from the Igbo ethnic group, and its victims were mostly senior politicians and top military officers from the northern part of the country. So nobody was really surprised when 6 months later, on the 29th of July 1966, there was a counter coup. Planned mostly by officers of the Nigerian army from the northern part of the country, and its victims at first were mostly officers of the Nigerian army from the Igbo ethnic group. But then the counter coup of July 29, 1966 took a tragic turn. It leaped over the fences of the barracks and cantonments of the Nigerian army, and it leaped into the streets, into the homes, into the marketplaces of northern and western Nigeria. And for a time in these places, to come from the same ethnic group as the original group voters of January 15, 1966, to come from the same ethnic group as Nzongo, as Anuforo, as Mwobosi, as Onwuatuegwu, as Ifiatuna, to come from the same ethnic group as this man was to be marked for death. Please.
His name is Onwuatuegwu.
Please. I did not kill the Sadowna. I did not vote in any referendum to kill Balewa. Umunna never sat and said, change government, spare Zeke free, I will make him president. No. I was at the farm, in school, not even born yet. Like you, I read it on the internet. But retribution paints with the broadest of strokes. It can observe a man closely and judge his own race, or faith, or clan. It makes no difference to a charge that is based on inference, that to share their tribe is to share their guilt. So for the actions of 5, you can condemn the lot. But these graves you dug are not deep enough to hold the undead, not strong enough. These histories you've written are not true enough to silence the unsaid, not kind enough to the memory of that man who was born in Kano. I had long forgotten his parents were Igbo, had found work, love, the respect of community, to the memory of hope that we could transcend ethnicity, to build a nation that harnessed our differences, not one that called out, my neighbors are non-indigens, to the mob, so they could come and break into that roof. This history we teach is not kind enough to the memory of that family found huddled up there, whose only crime was to think we can belong here. There's no need to fear. Our neighbors accept us. There's no need to build new fences between us. For the woman who followed her husband to Kaduna. For the boy who followed his parents to Mina. For people who rose and embraced new names, were murdered and still have never been born. For them I ask you, Nzongo, how long will we stand in your place? How long? Anuforo, Mwobosi, how long will we sit in your dock? How long? Onwuatuegwu, how long will we carry your charges? How long? How long will we serve your sentence? How long? For the days may come, and the years may go, and the tides of time may ebb and flow. But along this path, we must appease the past to make our peace with the future at last. And all it takes is a tear of remorse, a memory of those who went before us in search of a dream, in search of tomorrow. And all it takes is to whisper, whoa, Nene, Ewo, Nana, Ewo. Nwanne dị ụkọ. Ebezina ọzọ. Nna anyị n'ugo. Ewo. For I know you died an unjust death. But please forgive this cruel earth and leave us peace. Ewesiniwe. Nwamama. Biko. Yagazie. Let it be. This is not history. This is not history. For I've been at my desk since 6 in the morning, but nobody cares. Nobody is watching. My boss won't come in till much, much later. And even if he noticed, it still wouldn't matter. It does not matter who does all the work, who sits at his desk and works round the clock. For merit sits way down on the checklist, and if ever considered, it certainly lasts first. There are those questions that top every form. Your name, your age, please, where are you from? Your marital status, and what is your faith? Your village, your tribe, please, what is your state? I looked at that question and questioned myself. If I wrote down Abia, would that be the truth? Would that really describe my life's history? If I wrote down Igbo, would you understand me? That when I was born, the roads were broken. That I grew up in ruins when nothing was working. That I had to give bribes just to get what was mine. That the victims were always those who stood in line. That my tribe did not catch me when the economy crashed. That federal character was not something armed robbers observed. That when leaders went rogue, it hurt everybody and suffering drove migrations across the whole country. That my roots are those people that kept me alive. And my roots are those places that helped me to thrive. But those people and places are scattered all over. And the one thing I know is that I was made in Nigeria.
Made in Nigeria.
But there are these labels you have to choose from. When they ask you that question, where are you from? So I wrote down Abia. But my boss is Yoruba. So whatever else I may be simply doesn't matter. The fact that we went to the same boarding school, that we were both victims of military rule, that I grew up on streets that run past his house, that I played in those gutters that run through her house, that when I served in his village, that me and her son are about the same age. The dreams I dream, no different from his, that my actual life story is no different from yours. But when we meet up much later today, we'll carry on playing those roles we all play, ignoring what's common, highlighting what's not, and all for a war that none of us fought. Thank you.